At 0500 and 48 minutes, Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019. This comment, this topic, subject is titled No Black People. I didn't even write black in quotes because this is not even pertaining per se just to the race. This is actually pertaining to our skin pigment. As you can see in my thumbnail, there's a black couple with a literal. This, and you can research the article. This is not new because there's other couples that it didn't work. The main couples that you always see in these pictures are not American couples. Russia, if you Google it, if you go to the library, if you go over archives in the library, the history and the news, Russia and overseas in the Middle East was the first known country to practice how to take melanin out of the skin. Their first practice was because they have to practice everything else first before they can get to what they're trying to do, because they want to see if it's going to work. What they did was told people, if you don't want your child to have the black related quote unquote diseases or things that plague the black people or community, especially over there, we can take it out of them. So what they first did was we can get rid of the so-called ADHD. You know, the things that make sure a young African male is active and you give them a lot of energy, they slow them down. So in the process of slowing them down, they will remove and add certain things to his makeup. They can literally take a needle, just as a specimen, they call it, stick it into the woman ovary, and you manipulate the genetics or the DNA makeup. Because remember, the baby is still forming. The earliest time you can change is the egg. What does the man have they can change at an early age? His seed. We call it semen, the sperm. Or sperm, not the sperm. They say only one sperm make it, but thousands travel, thousands of thousands travel to the fallopian tubes into her, and through the uterus and the fallopian tubes, and it hit her ovaries, and then it inseminates her ovaries. So this sounds crazy. I know it do. I know nobody, one or two people probably listen. Sometimes I might have a whole bunch of people during their lives, but this sounds crazy. I keep talking about this. Even in 2012, there's a lady named Camilla Harris. She's labeled just as Meghan Markle as a black woman. And I keep saying this, they keep destroying our black women. And I learned I'm not going to talk about this with certain people I know, because every time I talk about it, it's such a backlash. The conversation, the dialogue, whatever we're talking about, always seem to go to one side. But then when I mention, so I have a lady friend that I've been knowing since 2014 when my friend got married. We was vibing. I thought, but I find out she had an older guy. She told me right off the bat about she with her baby father, still with him, all his other things. And what I found when I speak to her about every time these different things, and while a lot of people say like you're a conspiratist, I'm a conspiratist, but we are watching everything happen that I'm saying. Just as you read the Bible, you're watching everything as you read it, so you manifest it and it's happening. I don't say nothing. You know why I don't say anything? Because what I first thought was maybe I was a conspiratist. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this. I used to be able to, my first time getting revelation about people, and I would tell people, people will look at me funny, and I will tell them things about their past first to let them know, hey, this is not a joke. You might want to be more aware. Then I kept getting backlash. People start saying, how would you know this? So they thought I was a stalker. One part of the story, one lady, she felt so uncomfortable, she put me in danger. So I told her, I'm gonna leave you alone. You want to be around me. I don't know how I'm gonna be around people and not tell them what's given to me spiritually. And how I was activated, I used to think my spiritualization of everything happened based on the And it was, and it really is, because it all goes together. My sexual energy is stronger during the times if, of course, you have some type of intimacy. And intimacy is not always what we call intercourse. It's not always because I kiss. Intimacy is going to be holding hand. Intimacy is going to be, I can be sitting down. Oh, good morning, Mr. Bowen. I was giving the backside of things that I go through so people will understand. I'm going to get to it real quick. I'm just giving that quick background because I know there's a lot of people have Q&As. I never did a Q&A on my live. And as you see, I only have so many followers, and I ask for everybody to interact with me. Like, have questions, put it down there, and I'll talk about them and everything. Good morning. Good morning. So, well, okay, I'm just gonna go through that real quick because I think I lose people too when I talk about other things. What I mean is, as you can see in the picture, there's a picture of a African descendant babe with men and a woman. They have a white child. That child has been tested. That child is fully white. Now, only thing I think of, they either changed the baby, which they said the parents even said the baby came out fully white, immersed in Euro Caucasus Caucasoid, the race of Caucan, because it's actually a race of people. They don't. It's seven races, but they end up taking out two races by merging them. They colonize. That's what they're trying to do. They're colonizing the race to make it one race. If you put anything together, you dilute it, correct? So what happened is, if you dilute it, you take away what you're standing against. So there's going to be no other races to stand against what the main race want to do. It's going to be, they want it to be one race. As I made a live and it returned to a recording, it's called The Perfect Control Society. They want to control society. Just as those movies are, that's real life. So what they're doing, they're attacking the African descendant male seed first. They practice this over thousands of years they've been on this earth. It's called alchemy. The first original interracial child, and when they intermingled, that happened through a lot of process of lab work. It wasn't during the process of insemination to the woman ovaries through the seed, because the seed, just as the animals, that's why we have a lion and a tiger. They're not able to mate and to create a child. The seed will fall dead. The original people seed felt dead unless they were somehow genetically and DNA connected or aligned to one another. So they found a way to produce more interracial. Because you got to think, everybody, now you have to go through the hospital. You need insurance. You need all these things. Think about that. So what they did is found a way to destroy melanin, to take, or not even destroy it anymore, to take out the melanin. They can extract the melanin. And this is not researchable. This is more spiritual. So if you think I'm crazy or you saying this is not possible, just give it time. Only talk about things that happen in time. As I was saying, that's why I was giving the backstory. Is I know people not going to trust in my words, but and I always say this: people can barely tell you what happened 10 years ago, let alone 2 years ago, but they can tell me 2019 years ago this book that they wrote thousands and thousands of years ago is correct. But since that I'm not a so-called anointed to the people prophet, as they want to call them, the J word and the little J and the big G and the little G, I am not the person what makes me, what you call that, eligible to say the things I'm saying. It's spiritual. If we actually check the spirituality on this world right now, is very horrible. It's been horrible for a long time. Even this how this country was created. So what they've been doing is extracting the melanin. It's called a melanocytes out of the seed of the African descendant male, because they was practicing originally just to get rid of ADHD, any birth defects that was going to make the child retarded. And the original word is retard. But what this did, and they learned, it made the child zombies. This is where zombies come in from, for really vampires. This is not some mythical or some monsters. These are actual humans acting. If you look at Marilyn Manson, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, these were all the people practicing all these satanic rituals. And if you notice, they only from one race of people. It's only one race of people that came to a fully destruction mode. They came out to kill, steal, and destroy, to conquer and to enslave. Only one race. And they tricked all the other races. But then the other races woke up and realized, damn, they killed this race. Who's next? So they had to practice on a race. And what made us enslaved as African descendant people or African people in Africa originally? We think history only goes one way. We think they only went to Africa. We think there's no African people that migrated to other countries already. We think we was just in one big old part of the world, and we call it before the land broke up and broke into separated. That's not true. We was everywhere. If it got cold, we migrated to a warm place, and we figured that out because we had people that went out and came back, and it was like wow. And then when the land broke up, it became harder. But we were still smart enough to understand. That's why we got tablets and electronic little devices. It was a way to process to put it out, but they couldn't explain it to the people. Because I'm not saying the people was dumb. It was other people couldn't grasp to understand it. That's why it took an extra 300, 400, 500 years, because they stole from the people, and all they did was take their ideas. And then when they stole from them, they kept people around, said, you better work on this. We're going to kill. It's things that they done that enslaved us. Enslavement didn't, I'm learning, and the more I'm gonna get. That's why I said like more of October last year, I got the revelation of the only battle we're doing is man and woman. It has nothing to do with all those other things. So when we destroy man, you destroy woman. When you destroy woman, you destroy man, you destroy the nation. So what they're doing is they're getting ready, everything melanin. And melanin protects from a lot of these diseases and disorders. If you look at what white people get, there's a study, and I don't know if they probably took it down. They take down a lot of things, and I find it, and I don't save it. I'm gonna have to get a different phone and start saving this and showing people, so I'm still gonna look crazy because they're gonna remove it anyway off the internet. So once they show it, they delete it because they're saying, "Wow, this is," because everybody think about this. I know I'm everywhere. There's letters being written to the White House of what's going to happen spiritually. I don't want to send a letter to the White House. I want to talk to the people about it. But what the White House does is take it and say, this person right. They go out and find these people, and they try to get rid of them. If you look at all the people that stood against the 9/11s and the different events that happened, these people are missing now. These people are missing. When you speak out against, I'm happy I'm under the radar. And I show my face on my live. You can see me. So they don't see me yet because they still know. And a lot of my followers are the agents that watch me. Yes, I'm gonna sound crazy. I know it sounds crazy to you. You have a little understanding of what's going on, but oh man, this is so deep. Like as a couple of brothers, as they like to say, is we in a rabbit hole. It's out to destroy the melanin because it can have that perfect control society. And little by little, I will explain it all at one time, but I do little by little, and I try to stay on that topic so people can understand. So we have a quote unquote black woman. Oh yes. I seen a couple of yours. Yep. And I usually don't have nothing to say because you telling the truth. Just your recent one, I was about the presidency, that Kamala Harris, that she's being used. Obama was our man's, but they used him too to get what they need. Because if you look at every color of what they call black, quote unquote, black person, Miss America, our first president, it was a lighter color person. And if you look at, and this is not the diss, and I had dated a dark-skinned woman, but it was a time I was being attacked by black women at this great job. These two great jobs I had within that time frame, I didn't understand it because I don't engage on Facebook or Instagram, and I had MySpace, but we didn't do that on MySpace. We was about music. We was making our pages look sweet. I was actually finally, MySpace, I was really having a real network. On Instagram and Twitter, it's hard to get a real network for some reason. Everything is it changed until they got to sell sex, they got to tell the lies, they got to do all the other stuff and set network. I don't network on Instagram. I might talk to a few people. I do more networking on YouTube, so YouTube became my MySpace. Now I learned dark-skinned African descendant, quote unquote, black people, they destroyed their minds and heart, their soul. And I learned this. And from the spirit too. Everything is more spiritual. Our soul is already in us. The spirit of is surrounding us. So what they did was took everything that was about African descent, quote unquote, black people, and call it satanic and evil. They used it for their better or good. That's why they're prospering. It's nothing to do because we was disobedient. We were. Oh, that's the problem. And this came to me the other day, like during my sleep, about why we became slaves. African descendant people became slaves because they gave us the religion first. Let's think about that. When they came to the areas where we were at, we couldn't understand them. They didn't understand us. They had to do something to make us be docile, to think that they weren't going to attack us. They're doing it now. But they don't need to do it. They have our women. They have our seed. That's why they give us these injections. So now this black couple, and it's happening in British, the Queen of England, the British colonies, the Roman empires that's in British. They were the conquerors. They're not the most benevolent people. They're the most destructive people. They're the one that won all the wars. Russia is okay because right now Russia is thinking of a way to overcome. Russia is going to be the place of the New World Order. New England is going to be the centralized place of the New World Order. It's already in works. Camilla here is, as you spoke, she has a white husband. When I spoke about that to my friends about he's Armenian. Armenian, Liberian is white. Turkish is a Slavic because they breed it with the Arabics. And I'm gonna do a live, I'm gonna do a recording on the Arabic people. They was a part of the Atlantic slave trade. When people talk about them, all colored people is not us. Even Caribbean people are not African descendant people. Some may be because of the migration, but the original, if you look at bone structure, that's what I found myself to be more attractive to. And it sounds silly to some people, and I haven't really said this a lot. I'm attracted to the bone structure of a woman. I know the difference between an African descendant woman and a black, quote unquote, black woman, and then white people. I know the other races, because it's 5 races now. It's Caucasus and Africa. I call it Africanese because they call it a Blackanese or the Blackanoid. And the other 3, it's hard for me to remember, and I'll put them on my live of what the races are called. So when they say we are running a race, we are running a race. The one thing, but I did find out, even though that they're taking the melanin, they're destroying our melanocytes or the melanites, how you pronounce the word, they can't really destroy it. So they just need to do enough to corrupt it, to make it a little acidic. That's why you got the Sambos and the Mammies, the house niggas, and then the daddies, because what this process is to get rid of us. So to get rid of us, you can't really kill us off because we're gonna always produce some type of melon. Even in that white little girl, she still produce melon, but she's just gonna look as them. So it's gonna be easier for them to say, well, we all are one race, we all are the same color. Why are you fighting against me? And then there's gonna be no more excuse. But what's going to cause and all they're going to say, you look as I do. You look like me, quote unquote, like you look like me. So guess what? We should follow the same ways. And it's going to be so easy to control. So I know I might sound like I go off topic. I go into different areas, but this is important to me because I don't have children. And the 18-year-olds are redeemable still. The 9-year-olds are still teachable. If we don't get these 18-year-olds and give them knowledge of the history, it's going to repeat itself. It's about to anyway. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about Camilla Harris as you did. She's going to run for president, but these white elitists, her husband is a white elitist. And what he's going to do, he's going to tell her, yeah, we don't have children yet. And then what we're going to do, all these shots and everything they give us medically is going to destroy our melanin and our seed. So when they get to the womb, black, you're going to see, and like it's the black couple in British, they're the first project. They're the projects. They are finally perfected it. Because that's how they finally got interracial children, because they finally perfected it. This is not new. None of these things that is going on and everything in this earth is not new. It's just finally perfected. It's mastered. The art of subliminal messages or propaganda, they mastered that. They got it in the movies, the TV, even in the YouTubes. I'm not part of that circle. They watch me, but they're like, so they like, we don't care. He's not making no noise. But when I write titles as I hate black women, the one day I had 100 people watching. 100 people. That's crazy. Now when I titled I love black women, only got like 10 people watching. And I do it on days where I know people are available and times, because I studied how YouTube work and when you're most active and everything. I'm starting to understand how Instagram work too. When certain times people are most active online, I did it in thinking if they type that in, they're gonna find it. They're gonna be trending. But no, nobody didn't come to that one. See, and they saying the black men, oh, black men love black women. We don't want to watch that. He not tearing her down. He not calling her names. He's not bashing her. They don't want to see that. But what this president is gonna do, the Me Too, that's why they gotta attack R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, because they need Michaela Harris. Right, you get more views. I do it subliminally. Even if but then when I do it, I don't bash them. I say, well, black women, quote unquote, if you want the truth, and if you want really to understand a man, this is what I go through. We go through the same thing you go through, but we go 10 times as hell. You go through hell when you have a child for us, but that's not hell. That's supposed to be a togetherness, a union, what we crave to come together so we can have a family. But if they made her think that's hell, having a child, they made the woman think they're so special that don't matter what BS she put up in the air. That's not attacking. They tune off. See, I'm not attacking her. I'm actually giving an explanation of what they did wrong to us. Then everybody log off my live. I have over 100 every time I do the bad part. Over 100 people, they log in and they log off. They're like, oh, damn, he's not bashing her. He actually giving her props. He's saying that's a beautiful thing that she had a baby for these men. And she's holding, and he calling her an empress. See, he ain't calling her a queen. A queen, people don't know the meaning of words. The word nice and queen have an underlying meaning. Like, check it out. Like, type in etymology of a word, type in queen and nice, and see the original meaning. Because the original queen word is spelled is EA. It's not EE. They changed it down the line. And if you don't find it there, just type in the original meaning of the word queen. And then it'll lead you to the how does these words come from? I brought up translation and language, how they put it on us, and they tell us this is what it is. But it's called trans. The trans is the matrix we're talking about. They basically tell us you a man, but then you're not a man. But hold on, why are you acting as that? You're a man, though. You shouldn't act as that, but act this certain way. So that's why you have a lot of gay men and transgender, because they're confused. They confused to the point after they do all this work to their body, they're not really gay. They was just so confused. They saying, like the one dude who trying to make it so like an alien. He's saying now the first person, one of the guys was a teen white guy. Now he's saying he regret doing all that to himself. Because now he's over 30. Now in his 30s, when you start really, you've been through life, you graduated school, you did all these things. Now you should make the decision. I'm 36. I still wouldn't make certain decisions that's drastic. I never made a drastic decision. I took chances, but that's regular life chances, like putting $10,000 into things and hope it work. That's the only drastic decision I'm willing to make. Stepping out, going out with a woman that never been loved or that been through so much or that have a whole bunch of children, I can easily bounce back from that. If she say she don't want me to don't work out, I can easily bounce back from that. But I'm not going to bounce back to cutting off my penis and turning it into a vagina. You can't bounce back from that. Right. You take chances, but you're not going to cut off your penis. We not saying that's what we're doing. We're just saying that's an example. We're not going to cut off our penis. And then now you said you was, what's age you said again, sir? 48. Right. And at 48, we not cutting off our penis. And then now, when you turn 60, you're like, damn, I made a mistake. Or you did it at 30. No, them are drastic things in life that I would never tell a child or an 18-year-old young man to do. Now, I don't condone, I don't trust in, and this is not, if you gay and you a woman or a man and you've been with a woman or a man, you can bounce back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like things you can. But the worst thing about it is you accepted that spirit of homos. And that's why I tell the homosexuality young men about, I know I was gay. Have you been with a man? They say no. I say good. See, you on the light side of the spirit. Now figure out who you are first. Learn you. They were like, what you mean? It was like, I'm gay. I was like, you're not gay. That's why I try to preach and put into them. I pour in like, you're not gay. You're not gay. You're not gay. You don't even know what gay is yet. You're just turned 18. You about to go into the world and you about to make all these dumb decisions. But remember, make the decision that best for you. Sexuality don't determine your homosexuality. So the intimacy of a person. I can have an intimacy with my homeboy, but that don't make me gay. But that's not intimacy. See, and that's why we got to study words. Words have power. The creator, when I was studying the religion, told me to back away from the religion. The known religion is Christianity because that's in America. Told me 3 times, but the last time I didn't hear it. Some things are wrong. I closed that book so fast after that. I was like, whoa, some things are wrong. Then I started studying. Why would I read a book and follow a book that contradicts itself all the way through? It say I am exactly. That's why I say the spirit of. So the spirit of homosexuality is in our atmosphere. So if the young lady is around gay men, gay women all day, she's going to think it's okay. In the spirit of whatever's in the atmosphere, the environment, or so it's going, whatever's inducive to her. So wherever I can plant in her, literally, it's like taking that needle again to change black men to white men. And they take the needle, and the needle has whatever the world gave to us already. So then they inject us. That's why they got the TV shows. They're thinking they're gay because of the TV shows, because of the people around them. They are being injected through a needle because without a physical needle, the physical needle, just like as your tongue is a double-edged sword, the needle is all the advertisement, all the depiction of whatever they're trying to teach and show these children. They're foster, nurture, and breeding it now. They're breeding it. That means through birth. They telling us that we are conceived. The trick, conceived into a sin. We're not, sin mean curse. So you telling me I'm born cursed. That's not true. And if you look at all the things, there's so many verses in the Bible that say you are nothing. You are not worthy. But then the verses say, you are great, you are powerful. But what it does is it always aligns you. It always connects you to another power to say you need another power to give you power. But the spirit said, I am the creator. I created you. I don't need to give you nothing that you don't have already. That's what I hear from the spirit. That's why I say I don't believe no religion. There's no belief in a religion. I don't have no belief. When people say you talk with no, that's common to the earth. If I'm on the earth, if I don't respect you and if I treat you bad, you're liable to hurt me. That is so common. That's from the beginning of time. If you treat someone a certain way, eventually they're going to come out and attack you. I don't need a Bible to tell me that. That's common to me. That's common sense. If I try to screw in the nail in an object that is not going to fit, I am stripping that object, or I'm messing up that object. So why? And they keep saying that's not from the Bible. That's from common everyday man life, my whole life. If I do one thing, there's a cause and effects. There's a reaction. I might not, and I gotta understand. I try to tell the young children this: if you do a certain thing to someone, you're gonna have an outcome. I don't know if you're gonna enjoy the outcome, or it's gonna benefit you or not benefit you. But there's gonna be a reaction. Just as if a white man called me a nigger, I got the choice to say, I feel sorry for your mama for teaching you that and everybody around you. Or my reaction is, I can earth that dude and put his head in the ground and put some and bury it like he what you call those animals, that the ostrich. And I won't be wrong anyway. But the world said you're wrong for you're describing. No, I'm not going to. You're not going to allow me, and that's what the Christianity do. You're not going to allow me to get my ass whooped, quote, excuse that, get my butt whooped every day while he attacked me while I'm minding my business, and you telling me if I respond, I'm the animal. Hold on, wait, come on, Mr. Bowman. What? Even that logic is stupid. You telling me it's okay for the people to hurt you, but when you respond, you are worse than them? No. To me, only logic I see, only when I become worse. Now, if I go above and beyond. Now, if he did what he did and I passed by it, I ain't gonna go back to this man's house and set it on fire. He did it to me, and I should have responded then. If I don't, I'm not gonna go back. And that's when I say, okay, now I say you worse than him. He did something to you and you didn't respond then. Don't go and follow him. That's the only time. That's why I ask people, murder is murder, lie is a lie. And people don't look at life that way. And I said, that's another reason why I sound crazy, because I say all murder is murder. Self-defense or murder when you contemplate because of somebody did something to you. I don't care what nobody say. Or if you don't want to just murdering people. Murder is murder. There's different degrees and there's different reasoning, but it's still murder. I'm not going to justify, oh man. Now, only murder that is not murder, if somebody pull a gun on me, I know I'm going off topic, but if somebody pull a gun on me and they end up shooting and killing themselves, now I don't feel bad. Now that's just me. I remember somebody had asked me that. I don't feel bad because I didn't pull the trigger. They had their hand on the trigger and I stopped them. So let's say they was pulling the trigger and I hit their hand and their hand turned onto their own chest and shot themselves in the chest. They died. I don't feel bad. You just tried to kill me and I defended myself. But during the process of my defense, you end up shooting yourself. But you, like they say, what was meant for me, you got it. The bad end. So I always say, what's for me is for me. And that's part, and I say 30% of all religion is the truth. What is for you is for you. Nobody can take that from you. That bullet was never for me. That was somebody in their own accord. Like I say, he was meant to die. She was meant to die. That was an example. No, they wasn't. They just didn't know. And I'm about to go off subject. Let me get back on subject. So they don't want no more quote unquote black people. That's why they labeled us. That's why they treat us a certain way. That's why Camilla here is going to win. They did it with the Me Too and the feminist movement. That's why she's going to win. Her husband is a white elitist. Serena Williams' husband is a white elitist. Donald Trump is a white elitist, but he's a puppeteer because he's stupid, because he's illiterate. People don't realize Donald Trump can't read. I never seen this man read. And if you ever watch him look at a paper, he's not reading that paper. He's being told. That's why they have a microphone in their ear or a headset. He's told them what to say. And then they allow him to do a lot of things because he's a businessman. They at least know. If you ever talk to a person that's retarded, we call it quote unquote neither have I. Yep. Me neither. So all these different things that they're putting on us is to get rid of us. If you destroy, as we say, it take a child to raise a village. If you look at a community, I'm going to use community, quote unquote, community for now for black people, we don't have a village. You can come in any community and they will call the cops on you. In the black communities, since we want to call them community, people keep saying we have them. I never seen one in my whole lifetime. When I was born, I never seen a black community. Not no place in this world. I've been around the world, and I haven't seen a black community yet. They are not protected and guarded. We have the what you call that, the block people that watch out, but that's not enough because they're older people. Then they can call the police. They can't go out there and have their rifles and say, "You come to shoot somebody, you got to go through us." It's not a team of big, strong black men stopping these guys or women from hurting the people in these communities or these. But to me, they're neighbor and surrounded because all it is, you're my neighbor, and their neighbor surrounded. Nobody's stopping them, so they're going to keep hurting our young girl. People don't. They don't. Sex traffic. Serena Williams' husband is part of sex trafficking. Nobody talk about that, but we love to demonize the black men. R. Kelly's wrong, but he was demonized. He was tortured too. See, they don't want to talk about that part. Torture people, because they're hurt. That's why we say hurt begot hurt, hate begot hate. That can only manifest from what's negative and what's not good, what's evil. But we don't talk about it enough because we want to. I talk about it in a sense. I try to find ways to not give it power. That's when I talk about it. I make plenty of lives when I talk about it, and those lives get cut off by YouTube. It's funny. I'm talking about this, YouTube not messing up my life. I think that's funny. But when I did a synopsis of white people to black people, I actually labeled that they broke it up. It kept stopping. And it was other ones that I had. Always the ones when I started hitting home, they break up the live. So the no black people is a signs to come. They got the Camilla Harris about to be president. We got the first black family that had a truly Caucasian baby. They destroyed our melanin. They got the disease. Vertigo is an autoimmune deficiency disorder. What is that? AIDS. Autoimmune deficiency disorder. Vertigo affects the immune system. It destroys the melanocytes. Like you can just even Google this. It's funny. People are like, well, Google not right. Well, I go to the library too. That's how I learned what the Roman Empire was. New England is going to be the center with Russia of the New World Order. That's how I learned this. Because in history, it repeats itself. It keeps telling us. It tells us over and over and over. The government shutdown was to implement certain policies. It wasn't to what people thought it was. They was trying to scare people. People don't know terrorism only come from the government. Terrorism is in the media. They got to mass produce it. But when we talk like this is not produced. I tell people, if we wanted to end it, if we really as a world, if we want to end world racism and poverty, it start with us. It don't start with nobody that has a certain title on their behind in front of their name. A doctor is not going to start with a doctor. It's not going to start with an entertainer. It's not going to start with a celebrity. It's not going to start with our senators. It's anything that's what we call a higher form of judges. All those people, our city council, our mayors, it's not going to start. I always say the low form. The low form is us because we the ones that think we're low. That's not true. If you take a mall and they try to do things throughout history to make us think that less can do more with a greater power. That's not true. The Gilead Knights with the movie 300 was based on the Gilead Knights. That's not true. 300 men is not going to kill 1,000 men. But eventually, the funny part is the 300 men got wiped out. See, I don't look at the part where the 300 men had killed all those men. It didn't matter because you know why? It was more of them. That didn't do nothing. So what I'm showing people, if it's more of us, it's less of them, we wipe that out. See, we don't want a mutiny. We don't want a #revolution. Do we really want a revolution? Woo, woo. Do you want a revolution? Woo. Oh, see, that's the power. See, when you stand together and we all say that at one time, that would destroy the whole government system. But the government got us. They got us through these advertisements. They got us through, now they colonized us. The black man with the white woman, the black woman with the white man and black woman think they're less than a white man. When they always stayed at home, we came from war. We caught them in bed with the white. They've been doing that at the beginning of time. It's called mammies, bed witches. People that's saying is actually doing real research. And the people that's fighting it, they barely read their Bible. Bible talked about how to enslave you. They gave us religion first before they gave us slavery. Quote, hashtag religion first before slavery. People don't understand this. That's how they got to us. They didn't get to us they didn't just say, hi, we your friend. We gonna kill you. No, they came in. Everything that they teach in the Bible is how to conquer a race. And they're going to do that to all races. But what certain races have already done, they already took what they was. But you can't beat your enemy until you become your enemy. That sounds stupid. Until we study and learn our enemy, we're not going to be able to beat him. And then if we don't never come together as one and think we can overcome them. If white, Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, whatever race of people, if we really wanted to really stand together, we would stand together and stop all the things that hurt us. But that's not the truth. I'm not stupid. I say this to people. When a white man really want to stop something, you know what the first person he can stop is his father. Remember, his father was racist. His father birthed him. My mother been through it. So I'm happy my mother, she can say funny stuff to me because she know how I am. I don't call myself pro-black. I just say power with the fist because the fists have an almighty power. Your fist is an almighty power that no one can, just as knowledge. My fist is my muscle of my brain. It's a resemblance. People don't even realize that. Don't matter how much you do to me, you can't take what's out of my brain, was already there. That's why I don't instill myself with TV, with television, entertainment. Sports is supposed to be entertainment, but you got people fighting and killing each other over whether their team won or not. I don't care if they cheat for the New England Patriots. They're supposed to cheat for the New England Patriots. They're supposed to. They've been showing us they're the dynasty, the New England country, the people in that they're the dynasty with Russia. That's why the World War I was happening. People don't understand all these different things happen for a reason. And Michael Jackson donated to the New England Patriots to keep them afloat. It's so much. Oh man, if I don't have that mind, I hope somebody stop being scared. I'm here to light a spark under a person that's better organized than me. They say they're better organized or way more or better. The way when they speak, people will hear them. Imagine this Lil Wayne. Imagine if I said this. Imagine if Nicki Minaj would actually study history, or if she know history, stop being a little hoe on TV. Imagine if she stopped doing that. Imagine she stopped augmenting her body and keep her and love her own beauty. And she spoke to the young. All right, man, you have a great one. So have a good day, man. Hope everything work out. Hope be a lot of tranquility, love, and prosperity to you, man. You have a great day. So I just want people to understand that it's not as it seems it is. What we thought, what we think, that's not what it is. And I'm going to keep showing more revelation. I'm going to do another one of these and be more direct to the point and everything. But as we watch, they're destroying us. They don't want Miller. And it's so much of they destroying, I'm not even going to use quotes, black people. They think when they make a lighter, we're more docile. I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Choose wisely. Start making better decisions for your life and things to come. And we always talk about you and a partner that can give you all these different things. How about a partner that can survive the New World Order with you? Or if it's a nuclear explosion, would that person be the same person? No, probably not. That person will change on you. Talk about race relations. Those same people that talk about it's in our minds. Well, when they father and brothers and sisters calling us niggers in front of their face and we not around, they're not doing nothing about it. And then as soon as something happened, they're standing behind their family. So it has nothing to, so don't give me that BS crap talking about there's something wrong with the people that's hurt by these. Don't give me crap talking about I took the meaning out of the word. I don't like the word nigga. Don't use the word nigga. I know where nigga came from, not a nigga. I'm a being, not human. I'm a being. Human is controllable. I'm a being. You can't control me. They want to control us. It's sitting around in these 12 hierarch parks. They're going to be the new world order. It sounds funny. It sounds stupid. It's like, why? Because that's how something about man and man want to be supreme, the supreme order. They want to dominate. It's something. I don't want to dominate a man. I dominate you. We can get on the, like, my thing is, I can do what you do, but I don't have to beat you. If you outsmart me in the game, you won. I don't care. Yes, I will elect you to be the leader. But you got to show me why you would. Just because you beat me, that don't make you a good leader. Just because a person have money don't make him a good husband, won't make him a good partner. A woman have a good income or degree don't make her a good mother, don't make her a good nurturer. None of that stuff matter. Just because you say it, that don't mean it is. And that's what we got to finally understand. What it is not always what it seems it should be. That don't mean that's the overall, the totality of it. That don't mean just because they have that or this, that don't mean that's what it is. So even me talking about black people, that's not it. It's more to us. It's so much more to us. We are so powerful. We are warriors. Our women are empresses. We are great. We don't need nothing on the top of our crown. We don't got to wear hats and all these things. I wear a do-rag, I know. But I can take that off. It's not covering my brain. I'm not sewing it in. I'm not putting chemicals in my head. I'm just putting on a piece of a garment. It's a garment made from hand. You putting on the thing that's got chemicals and you spraying your head. You putting chemicals in your face. Even they could it's organic, it's natural. No, it's still you putting on a face that I can't see. You can hide. Don't hide yourself. Be who you are. Show your real self. Stop getting argument. It's saddening. It's so disheartening to see women just so hurt. And then when you talk about it, and I hate talking about men to women because you don't want to understand. We can't put on wigs and makeup. We can't put on weaves. We have to be the black men we are. We wake up in the morning to brush our teeth, wash our face. That's all we have. We are okay with that. I don't want to look like a Ken doll. That looks stupid. I don't want to dye my hair. I don't want to talk. Hey, how you doing, people? I'm Charlie. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to talk to that sir. How you doing, sir? Give him my strong voice. And we'll give him that hand lock, that grip. Let him know I'm not here to play with you. Don't call me a bubble. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. I earned that. I earned that through me. You earned your man. If you don't gotta respect me, I don't care what you don't want to do. You gonna do it then. That's what they did to us. They took us. They took it's so easy because they gave us something that wasn't us first. They lied. So if you okay with a liar, I'm not okay with you. Shalom.